The enemy will drag us into stuff we ain't got no business being dragged into, just to mess it up and let us wallow in it. My granddad, he used to tell me, Jeff, don't waddle with the hogs. Don't waddle with them. He said, 2 things will happen if you waddle with the hogs, son. Number 1, you're going to get dirty. And number 2, they're going to love it. He says, so don't waddle with the hogs. You stay where you need to stay. You fix your eyes where they need to be fixed. And you understand that God sees it all, even you. And you don't try to help God. See, James is trying to tell us this right here. Don't help God. Sometimes the biggest church fights came from the church trying to help God. Don't help God. We got enough to do. Just do you. Just do what's in front of you every day and let God do the rest. Be patient, okay? He's patient with me. He's patient with you. Be patient with others. God is at work in their lives, whether you can see it or not. The word complain, interesting word, to groan within oneself or to sigh. It describes an attitude, this is pretty funny. It describes an attitude that is internal or unexpressed. Or is it? Some people's faces cannot hide how they feel. Anybody know them people? I'm not mad. Oh, really? You should tell your face. I like you. I don't have a problem with you, Pastor. Really? Well, it sure is hard to look at me right now. I mean, sometimes our face just gives our heart away. Some people's faces are just a little more in tune with their emotions than others, all right? Some people just do not have a poker face. They just don't, all right? If you know that about you, it's even more important for you to watch yourself, because sometimes our face can show and sometimes our face can speak, okay? Be careful with that. It's a bitter, resentful spirit, this complaining. This is a bitter, resentful spirit that manifests itself in one's relationships with one another. It can get in, it's complaining stuff. It can get in. If it stays in you, okay, it doesn't just stay in you, it begins to leak out. And so you have to be careful with complaining because it can leak out, okay? Verse 10, I gotta go a little quicker. Verse 10, look at 10. Brothers, don't you just love when he's really trying to get your attention when he does that? You know what I mean? Brothers, as an example of patience in the face of suffering, take the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. James points out that the example of the prophets who had endured suffering with patience. The rejection of God's spokesman is a very familiar and tragic theme in Israel's history. You can see it all through the Bible. The spokesman, even Jesus said, I can't even go back to my hometown. He says, I don't have a place to lay my head. I don't have a place to lay my head. If you are a spokesman, and meaning, I don't mean a pastor, I don't mean a ministry, I mean a spokesman. If God saved you, redeemed you, and set you free, and he put a song in you, Psalm 40, and he put a song in you so you would sing that song, because if you sing that song, many will see, many will hear, many will put their faith in him. If you sing your song, understand something, you're going to be persecuted. You're going to. You're going to be just like the prophets, okay? Now, will they stone you? I don't know. But they will not like everything you do, okay? They will not. If you as an individual stand on your faith, stand firm, unmovable, unshakable, if you stand, you're going to not be liked by some people. They're not going to like it. And you may have friendships that you need to stand firm in or up to, okay? You say, well, I've been friends with these guys a long time. Listen to me. I'm telling you, sometimes God says you need to be more firm, and you need to stand with those friends. Stand up to those friends, okay? All right? If you need to do that, do that. Just understand that stuff's gonna, you can get persecuted for that, okay? You can. Sometimes as a couple, if you're going to walk in the ways of the Lord and you're going to trust the Lord, you're going to look foreign. You're going to look weird, okay? In this day and time, there may be some things that you decide to do as individual or you decide to do as a couple that go against what other friends and other couples are doing, and they may look down on you, okay? You may not get invited to things, and you're going to have to be okay with that, okay? Because being not invited to something on earth is going to hurt a lot less than not being invited to the heavenly table, okay? So sometimes you just got to stand up and say, listen, we love y'all, but we're not going to do that, okay? We'll eat with y'all, we'll do that, but we're going home. Are you too good? No, it's not what I'm saying. We have decided as a couple that this is what we're going to do. Okay? Now, trust me, we love you guys. I'm telling you, we love you, okay? But we're not gonna be able to do everything that you do. We're not comfortable with that, okay? And so sometimes you will get persecuted. You will. I said that as a family. The world will control families until families, or enough families, stand up and say, nah, we're not gonna do that anymore. We're not gonna do that anymore. When families start deciding they're not going to do it, things will change, all right? They will.